Hello everyone, welcome once again to Think Tank TV. Now the NYSC saga has taken a different twist as Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, Omoyele Sowore and different Nigerians has reacted to it, giving their own thoughts about it. Now there's something I came to observe, and that is the fact that unfortunately some Nigerians has gotten their mindset clogged with poverty. Otherwise, I don't see how people will begin to come out to say that why should this girl complain that she cannot afford a crate of egg? We're not talking about turkey, for goodness sake. That the NYSC Act does not permit people to come out and speak truth to power. And people are beginning to wonder, does the NYSC Act supersede the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria that gives the people the ability to speak truth to power in the name of freedom of speech? Now, information we have yesterday has it that Omoyele Sowore, after the lady was summoned by NYSC, escorted her to the NYSC Secretariat. And unfortunately, the local government inspector that invited the lady was nowhere to be found, as she obviously did not show up. I'd like us to take a look at the interview that was given to Omoyele Sowore just a few minutes ago on Arise News, as he has broken down what exactly happened in the NYSC camp yesterday when he went to the lady. But please, do well to intentionally drop your own thoughts in the comment section and share this video for Nigerians to get to see the words of Omoyele Sowore that has sparked reactions on the internet.
Political figures are speaking out in support of the NYSC Corp member, Rufai, whose video criticizing Nigeria's spiraling cost of living has garnered widespread attention online. Well, a day after her video went viral, Rufai posted another video claiming some officials of the National Youth Service Corps threatened her over the comments she made. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar describes Rufai as a courageous lady who should be supported instead of being vilified. In a post on X, Atiku commended her for her unwavering advocacy in the political sphere and her fearless resolve to speak truth to power.
Well, in the meantime, former presidential candidate Peter Obi says her experience highlights a troubling trend in Nigeria, where voices of reason and truth are met with intimidation rather than dialogue. He says he has also been subjected to threats for daring to offer constructive suggestions and comments.
This all-in-one AI assistant is a game changer. Whether you need help with a problem, summarize a text, or look...
Meanwhile, rights activist Omoyele Sowore accompanied the Corp member to the NYSC office in Lagos today following her summons over her comment. Let's cross live to our Lagos studios and speak to Mr. Sowore for more on that visit. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsnight. And that's a perfect place to begin. You accompanied her today to the Secretariat, I believe it was. What was your objective or aim? Was it to get clarification from the NYSC, or was it for her safety? And did you get any clarification from the NYSC?
We accompanied her because we heard very late last night that she was summoned, and the summon did not include any explanation as to why she was summoned or what she did wrong. So yeah, we did, because we've seen threats against her, we've seen people calling her names, shaming her, and we decided that for her safety, for clarification, and for the public to know what she did wrong, we should accompany her. That's why we went there. And when we arrived there, the person who invited her had not showed up at work at 10:30 a.m. She was supposed to be there at 10 o'clock. And we waited for about an hour. Nobody showed up. Apparently, they absconded. They didn't wait for us, and they never showed up. So we waited. We got her on the phone, and she said she was at the State Secretariat and that she should wait. We waited a little bit longer and called her back, and several times, because we were accompanied with about 3 lawyers, myself, the Youth Corps member who was invited, and she never picked her phone, and we just left, leaving her a message to feel free to call us back when they are willing and ready to discuss what she did wrong.
You know, Omoyele Sowore, I mean, this is interesting because it's happening against the backdrop of, I mean, only last week, President Tinubu set up the Youth Confab Committee, you know, to put together a plan where young Nigerians will come out and, you know, speak truth to power, if you like, or just bear their minds on the issues affecting their lives. The president actually went ahead to say, look me in the eye, you young Nigerians, and tell me what you want, and I will do it. How does this play out? How does this stand side by side with what has happened with Ms. Uguamaye?
You know, there's a difference between their interest in people speaking truth to power and the charade that they are planning. There's no regime in recent history that has victimized young people like the Tinubu regime. You saw what they did to underage kids who were charged for treason last year. I mean, was it 2024 after the August protests? You saw what they're doing with the Cybercrime Act, victimizing, arresting, harassing young people. And they have a whole army of influencers who harass, who cancel out people who are opposed to the president or his policies. And that's exactly what happened to this young lady. So the youth conference that they set up a committee for is not a conference for young people. It's a conference for the Association of Friends of the President and his son, like I would think.
Mr. Sowore, in responding to my question, you kept referring to her. Yeah, you called her, she told you to wait a bit longer. Who is the her? Because as we know it, the NYSC has not officially responded to this matter, but we do know that Uguamaye had a recording of a phone call with a female official. We don't know who that is.
Allegedly an NYSC official.
Yes. Do you have any clarification as to who this woman is and who is the her you're referring to? And let me also ask you, because some argue that Corp members as participants in a government-run scheme such as the Youth Service Corps should refrain from political commentary as indicated in the NYSC bylaw of 2011 as amended. How do you respond to those who say this is just not about free speech but discipline within the NYSC structure?
Well, let me state that the lady who was the local government inspector the person who was the local government inspector, the LGI who invited her, is a female, but we never met her. They said she has a deputy. We also met the lady who apparently called her on the phone and lambasted her and threatened her, but we opted not to engage with her because by the time we got there, she was very sober. I think they realized what they were up against. So there was no point. We focused on the business of the which was to meet the LGI, the local government inspector of the NYSC, who we believe absconded because she knew that this was not going to be a very nice Monday. Then, with regards to the discipline they're talking about in the NYSC, there's no point of the NYSC Act that says that Nigerians cannot complain if they are facing hardship. President Tinubu had announced that corpers are supposed to receive 77,000 naira per month after he increased salaries of workers, even though that is peonage, it's too small. But these corpers are still receiving 33,000 naira a month. To claim that there's one NYSC Act or discipline that says you can't complain, you can't say that things are terrible, it's just, as you know, an attempt to silence her. The NYSC Act, which is a decree promulgated in 1973 and amended by several military people, cannot supersede what is known universally as the right to free speech. She's expressing herself freely as guaranteed by international instruments. I don't generally like to refer to the Nigerian Constitution because that's an illegitimate document promulgated by the military, and that's not the people's document. I've always said that on your shows, but you know, she has her fundamental right to complain, and you can't, as is normally said in Nigeria's general parlance, that you can't beat a baby up and ask the baby not to cry, or pinch a baby and not allow her to cry. So there's no NYSC Act. I will tell you that The NYSC itself makes provision for political enlightenment groups as part of their community service. I don't know if they still exist, but when I was in NYSC, I did participate in political enlightenment.